Hi everyone, thank you so much for viewing my ethical dilemma presentation. My name is Bobby Farnsworth. I use she, they pronouns, and this presentation is for our foundational fieldwork practice 2. Our patient centered at this ethical dilemma is Hiro. Hiro is a 55-year-old Japanese male with major depressive disorder that is severe and recurrent. Hiro is currently in residential treatment with us at Recovery Ways for depression and suicidal ideation. Hiro is a voluntary patient, and this is his second stay in residential treatment. Hiro's wife and daughter died suddenly in a car accident about 5 years ago, so Hiro's dealing with some pretty significant unresolved grief. Hiro's parents are living. They live in Japan. They have a slight strained relationship as they initially disapproved of his marrying an American woman and living in the States. Hiro is Buddhist and he works as a flight attendant. This is Hiro's eco map. So in the center, of course, we have Hiro. Starting at the bottom left, we have Hiro's wife and daughter. There's significant stress and strain on this relationship, of course, because his wife and daughter have passed away, and that causes him significant distress and contributes to his major depression as well as suicidal ideation. Hiro, like I mentioned, is employed as a flight attendant. Hiro is fulfilled by his work, and so the energy is flowing towards him. Hiro is with us at Recovery Ways. The energy is going both ways. However, there is a slight strain on the relationship as this is Hiro's second time in treatment. And Hiro believes his depression may be treatment resistant and that time in inpatient may not support him or help him. Hiro is Buddhist and he is fulfilled by his religious community. They have a strong relationship and the energy flows both ways. Hiro has 2 pets. He has 2 kitty cats that he loves very much, and so the energy is flowing towards Hiro. He enjoys hiking and time in nature. He reports this makes him feel connected and purposeful. The energy is flowing towards Hiro. Hiro has an outpatient therapist that he has a strong relationship with, and the energy flows both ways. Finally, Hiro's parents, as mentioned before, have a slightly strained relationship, but Hiro still loves them and considers them a valuable part of his life. During an individual session, Hiro shares, "I believe it's inevitable that I will kill myself someday. I have a plan and means, which I haven't shared with anyone, but I'm not going to do it now, so you don't need to worry if I'm safe." Before the end of their session, the therapist explores with Hiro how long has he been feeling this way. He reported his symptoms have significantly worsened since the death of his wife and daughter about 5 years ago. The therapist asks, what is contributing to your decision of ending your life? Hiro states the death of his family and his depression that is unrelenting and seemingly treatment resistant. The therapist asks, how long has he been able to resist these thoughts? Or, how has he been able to resist these thoughts so far? Or what are his motivations and protective factors for living? Hiro reports that his relationship with his parents are a motivating factor to stay alive, as well as his job fulfillment as a flight attendant. The therapist inquires who might be left behind if he chooses to die by suicide. Hiro notes his parents, his pets, and his religious community. The next day, Hiro completes the program and discharges care. There are 2 ethics in conflict regarding Hiro's statement: self-determination and the protection of life. Honoring self-determination would permit Hiro to die by suicide if he chooses, while social work regards the protection of life with utmost importance, making it the most important social work value. Some cultural considerations. Hiro is Japanese, and in Japanese culture, suicide is often seen as an honorable way to cope with severe or irreparable life problems. When one dies, they become an ancestor to be revered and remembered. Additionally, Hiro is Buddhist, and they believe in reincarnation, which means that Hiro may believe that death isn't the end of his time on Earth. The theories relevant to Hiro's statement include the social learning theory and person and environment. The social learning theory posits that people learn how to behave by watching others with whom they share cultural or geographical closeness. Mueller et al. In 2021 states that culture is also internalized in our conceptions of the generalized other. People do not just act because they do not want to be sanctioned by others, but rather are motivated to act by the cultural schema, scripts, and frames they are exposed to and internalize. So in Japan, Hiro was exposed to the idea that suicide is an honorable way to die when life problems become severe or irreparable. Person and environment theory posits that a person is not separate from their environment, but instead deeply interwoven and affected by changes within that environment. Significant disruptions to one's environment can include a move, loss of a job, loss of a child, or anything else that alters a person's sense of purpose. Hiro's life was upended when his wife and daughter died. Because of this significant disruption to his environment, we understand why Hiro may want to die by suicide. Okay, our ethical decision matrix. So as a therapist, I determined 3 immediate potential actions and outcomes. So firstly, we have our ethical issue, which remains the same, which is his future suicidal intent. Okay. So going across that first line, the ethical principle that we are regarding is the protection of life. I may have an internal bias because I'm unsure of the validity of his statement. So one thing I could choose to do is report Hiro's motivations or his statement to the Department of Health and Human Services, specifically to their suicide prevention unit. So potential consequences and outcomes, this could potentially result in a successful intervention, or it could result in involuntary hospitalization of Hiro. Next, we have the option to report Hiro's statement to the police. So this would act in alignment with protection of life. My personal biases include mistrust of law enforcement due to history of excessive force against people of color. So filing a police report, they may employ a wellness check for Hiro, right? They'll likely find that he is okay. On the other hand, this may invoke feelings of surveillance or punishment for Hiro and may prevent him from seeking any kind of help in the future. Finally, we have the option to take no action, which would honor self-determination and my personal bias of the right to die. Potential consequences include legal liability, right? I might be held responsible for not reporting Hiro's statement if he does die by suicide, and also the loss of life. Actions to be taken are to be determined after the staffing meeting, and of course, which we will monitor and evaluate their effectiveness. Finally, I have my references here. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your feedback.